Hello and welcome to Study Buzz. In this video, I will be discussing a very famous poem, Palanquin Bearers, written by Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was born on 13th February 1879 in Hyderabad. Her father, Dr. Agor Nath Chattopadhyay, was a scientist and he was also the founder of Nizam College of Hyderabad. And her mother was a Bengali poetess. That is why Sarojini Naidu inherited the qualities of both from her mother and father. She was a great patriot, politician, orator, and administrator. Her field of interest was poetry, and this poem was an outcome of her interest. Sarojini Naidu lovingly called the Nightingale of India for her beautiful poetry which she has written. And in 1914, she was elected as Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature. And she also became the first Indian woman to become the president of the Indian National Congress. And she is most famously known for her role in freedom struggle, and she was a very active political activist. So this poem, Palanquin Bearer, reflects the Indian culture and Indian tradition. It talks about the Indian tradition of carrying the bride in palanquin. In ancient days, the royal brides in India were carried in palanquins, and the men who carried them were called palanquin bearers. The palanquin bearers considered it a privilege to carry the bride. This poem is a very musical poem. The vivid description of the journey makes us experience the soft and gentle swaying movements of the palanquin. And palanquin bearers carry the bride and the palanquin very gently. The movements of palanquin are compared to a flower moving in the wind, and the palanquin bearers carry the bride very softly and delicately. They carry her like a pearl on a string. The poem has a variety of literary devices. It is full of descriptive similes. Some phrases has been used in repetition to make it more musical. The rhythm of the poem is even and swift. Alliteration, pictorial quality, and imagery are some of the other devices used in the poem to create a mesmerizing effect on the reader. Okay, so let's start with the poem. Lightly, oh lightly, we bear her along. She sways like a flower in the wind of our song. In these two lines, the palanquin bearers carry the newly bride in a palanquin. They sing as they carry the bride to her husband's house. They tell us that the bride is very light to carry. They don't feel it as a burden. The bride moves swiftly according to the movement of the palanquin, and the song which is sung by the palanquin bearers, the bride's movement is compared with the flower's movement in the wind. She skims like a bird on the foam of a stream. She floats like a laugh from the lips of a dream. Now, in these two lines, the bride's movement is compared with the bird's skimming. Like the birds touch the foam of a stream slightly and fly away. Likewise, the bride's movement is compared. The bride moves slightly. She is very light, and so she is said to be floating like a dreamy smile from the lips of a person who dreams. Her movement is so delicate and beautiful. The bride seems to be happy, and her movement is compared with a laugh. Now, here the poet says that she floats like a laugh. This conveys the joy of anticipation as she is going to her husband's house. Her heart is full of excitement as the palanquin moves toward the house of her soulmate. Gaily, oh gaily, we glide and we sing, we bear her along like a pearl on a string. The palanquin bearers carry the bride gaily, even when they glide on high grounds. They are not burdened, they are not feeling the palanquin and the bride as a burden, and so they proceed with their singing. They keep on singing while they move. The bride is so light and delicate for them that they say that bride is carried like a pearl on a string. She is as precious as a pearl. Softly, oh softly, we bear her along. She hang like a star in a dew of our song. They carry the delicate bride so softly in their palanquin. She is seated in the palanquin like a bright star. Their song reflects her happiness like a dewdrop reflects a star's light. Their happy song shows that they are as happy as the bride. She springs like a beam on the brow of the tide. She falls like a tear from the eyes of a bride. The bride moves like a beam in the light that springs when it gets reflected by waves. The bride's movement is also compared with the slow falling of a tear from the eyes of a bride. Though the bride is delighted to visit her husband's house, her in law's house, she feels sad for her situation because she is leaving her parents' house. She has a mixed feeling of joy and pain. Lightly, oh lightly, we glide and we sing, we bear her along like a pearl on a string. The palanquin bearers continue to carry the bride, who is as precious as a pearl on a string. The palanquin bearers keep singing their song as they carry the bride lightly. They travel far away, gliding rough paths, but they never feel sad or burdened by carrying the beautiful bride. So, this is the explanation of the poem. Let's just have a quick revision of the poem. In this poem, the palanquin bearers are carrying a royal bride in a palanquin. They are singing a song while they are moving, and the song is related to the situation of the bride. They say that they are bearing the bride very lightly. The bride is swaying like a flower in the wind. She is gliding like a bird on the stream. She is floating like a laugh from the lips of dream. They are singing and they are carrying her happily. They are carrying her like a pearl on a string. They are moving gently and cheerfully and very happily. She's hanging like a star in the dew of their song. She falls like a tear from the eyes of a bride. So, this is the complete explanation of the poem. Thanks for watching. If you like, please like and share the video. Thank you.